This is the Carriage Room. This room houses many of the horse-drawn carriages that the family used on a regular basis. Two primary carriages in our collection are this one. The green one here was the one that President Eisenhower rode on when he came to Pebble Hill. He enjoyed coming here to Thomasville to quail hunt. Over here, you'll find a typical hunt buggy. This is very similar to what is still used out in the woods for hunts of quail and turkey here in Thomasville. This is a wonderful collection. The stable courtyard of Pebble Hill was constructed in 1928. It housed the Jersey herd that Mrs. Harvey bred here at Pebble Hill, and it also housed the thoroughbred horses that Mrs. Poe bred. Over here you'll find the dairy barn, the milking barn, the stables for the horses, and over here you'll find the carriage house. We have a beautiful collection of horse-drawn carriages there. This space is designed in a federal style. They wanted to take some of the elements from the University of Virginia design and bring it here to Pebble Hill. This too, like the main house, was designed by Abram Garfield. You'll see a lot of beautiful features to this area. This is the Waldorf. The Waldorf is on the main property of Pebble Hill Plantation. This is where the laundry was done. You'll see different types of machinery that took care of the washing here. Anything from the wash tub with a wringer to 2 mechanical washing machines, also still have a wringer. The ladies who lived here and worked here, yes, they lived upstairs on the 2nd floor, worked very hard here. It wasn't like we know laundry today. You didn't throw it in the washing machine, let it spin, throw it in the dryer, and then fold it. You did a lot of hand work to this. A lot of things that we take for granted to not have to iron now, everything was ironed, including your sheets. There were high expectations here for the main house, but the women always lived up to those expectations. This building houses the nurse's station, the firehouse, and a carpentry shop. On the other side of the carpentry shop is a dog hospital. The nurse's station, though, was very important to Mrs. Harvey. In Cleveland, Ohio, she was part of a group of women who established the Visiting Nurses Association. She brought that program here to Thomasville. A nurse lived here, worked here, took care of the people who worked for Mrs. Harvey, also took care of many of the people who lived on surrounding plantations. They would get their vaccinations here and general health care. The firehouse here is one of several fire engines that are on the property. After the 1934 fire, Mrs. Harvey wanted to make sure she had more protection of her buildings on site. The dog hospital was for Mrs. Poe's hounds. Mrs. Poe kept hunting dogs here, usually close to 100 that they would use for hunts. The dog hospital was to quarantine any sick animal. A vet would come out, take care of those animals, and then they would return to the pack. This is the family cemetery. It has 2 sections of the cemetery. The first section here is from the Johnson-Mitchell era, the original founders of Pebble Hill Plantation. Behind the second gate there are members of the Hanna family. This concludes our tour, but these people who once lived here and enjoyed Pebble Hill, I'm sure would hope that you would enjoy Pebble Hill and a visit out here anytime.